The Global Center for Healing presents Muscle Testing, the Science of Kinesiology. If you could find a form of therapy that cuts straight to the heart and is rapid, it saves money and helps you uncover more issues and creates a better you from the beginning, the first session, wouldn't it be worth keeping an open mind? What about if you could go to the store and discover which eggs are the best for you, which brands you could trust, tap into the science that allowed people for years to save money by finding underwater, like water underground? What about being able to discover the best choices and verify in advance? Also so that you could learn more about the world through true-false questions. It all sounds very surreal, but what if it was true? Psychology, the study of the mind, it's been around for hundreds of years, Sigmund Freud being the father. There have been areas of the subtle body that gets forgotten. It involves energy of us, the heart, interactions with others. It is vital in a brain-dominant world that rewards intelligence to balance emotional intelligence. That being said, balance of the mind and body has gained some popularity over the recent decades. Yoga has become more popular. Meditation, acupuncture, and other forms of avenues began to become a lot more fairly universal forms of therapy and wellness. It serves us to understand the turbocharged feel of energy therapy along with science of kinesiology. So let's establish science and energy and then work it into therapy. Let you know what I'm talking about. Let's first start with a very famous scientist, Albert Einstein. He says everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be in no other way. This is not philosophy, he said. This is physics. We have energy, so let's talk about the subtle body. We have energy that extends beyond our bodies. This energy field becomes important as we understand the interconnected, interrelated natures of each other. There was a study that was conducted where corona discharge imaging was able to capture a decapitated or amputated piece of a leaf. That energy field was still there as you captured on the image. Our bodies are similar to this. The image in this energy remnants after the removal is also same with us. We have our bodies that have extensions of us in energy form. Reports are coming in regularly of scientists, physicians in China that were working with cancerous-celled organs. They're not operating with knives to remove tumors. They are locating themselves in a different location, in prayer circles, completely remote from the cancerous cells. And they're removing the cancerous cells through prayer and intention. This seems miraculous and perhaps might even be labeled as such. The thing to be reminded of is that everything is energy. And that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of your reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality. It can be in no other way. Now, as we turn the use of the science, the subtle body, energy, or traditional science, Chinese medicine, and view it here in the United States, instead of going to the therapy field directly, we'll go to explore the profession that helped us to tame the land. This was known clear back in Moses' time. The profession is water dowsing. For many years, and still used by our government due to the cost effectiveness, a water dowser is contracted to locate water or other underground resources using basic tools or rods. These rods connect to the real instrument, which is our body. It does save a lot of money, and so some families even use this to drill their own wells on their property. This begins to point out in the direction of the practical use of the body as an instrument in therapy. Just as a water dowser can walk the field and pinpoint the very specific location to drill water, we will discuss shortly how the energy therapist can tap into yours and my subconscious and help drill up the priority for emotional healing. More on this is later going to be followed, but due to the very shocking claim I am presenting here, I will establish with science to help you along with this belief. This is an example of a very amazing energy therapist. So let's discuss a less famous scientist and psychiatrist, but no doubt somebody who has had a powerful impact on the world, similar to Einstein. Dr. David Hawkins. His experiments showed that our muscles can be helped to as avenues to our subconscious computer and can give us a binary world that lives in the terms of true, false, yes, no answers. This is very valuable as a healer or a therapist for many reasons. In this way, we can navigate through yes/no questions to uncover the highest priority. This is only a preview of the explanation of our body's amazing and intuitive subconscious computer processing systems. But first, I promise science. This particular science has been replicated many times over the years, and an amazing evidence of science of kinesiology. So one of the things that I want to explain to you is muscle testing. When something's false, the muscles will actually test weak. When something's true, an answer to a question is true, the muscles will test strong. So during his seminars, Dr. David Hawkins often distributed 1,000 sealed, unmarked envelopes, 500 containing artificial sweetener and 500 containing vitamin C. The participants were instructed to muscle test each other while holding the envelope to note if the muscles were weak or strong. With no exception, when the envelopes were opened, those who held the vitamin C, which is healthy for your body, strong, held strong. And the other ones, with the weak, were ones holding the artificial sweetener, which has been shown to be not so healthy. 100% of the time, without fail. This is science. This is an experiment. Dr. Hawkins, with this knowledge, went on to develop the level of consciousness scales through true-false testing. In addition, he calibrated the frequency of many of life's documents, experiences in life, and even some of the sages through the time, their teachings. The book, Power versus Force, is a crucial reference guide, especially for the condition of the world today. And you can see that in the level consciousness chart shown here. Energy therapy locates the priority of therapy, such as a physical, emotional, or mental concern, via muscle testing. Through techniques like releasing or transmuting in short order, a patient and a therapist can overcome what can take years in thought and talk therapy. Think about it. It's kind of like a plane that flies, as a bird flies, a direct path, and a car that needs to swerve through the windy roads. This is effective navigation and healing. The other major reason that this intervention is direct and impactful is it doesn't need to re-injure the person. It doesn't need to re-traumatize the patient. There are emotions that are experienced, released, and transmuted, and memories release and slow resolve. The slow resolve of the person now becomes rapid healing. So it's just like the navigation. And so when we've stuffed all these emotions out of our life, when we work with the healer, they'll be able to find and prioritize those emotions in other areas of our life will resolve. But you might ask yourself, how important is this? Well, the body injuries, mental health diagnoses, and other physical ailments can be healed as rapidly as those emotional ones. Trapped emotions and mistaken beliefs with our trauma, energy, unresolved, creates a life of pain. Energy work relieves many symptoms and diagnosis. I have personally had a bulging disc, a bilateral torn knee tendon, torn meniscus, and high blood pressure eliminated with roughly 4 to 5 sessions of energy work, not to mention childhood and significant amount of divorce-related emotional issues during the same amount of appointments. There are many things that, there are many times that mistaken beliefs are also uncovered through this binary navigation as well. These can be absorbed energetic messages that plague us over the course of our lifetimes. Replacement of these thoughts and release occurs, and the experience leaves the patient in a very rapid way, reprogramming, experiencing a much healthier life. If it all seems too good to be true, consider what you were told as a child about how much of your brain you were actually able to access. Well, here's what you might have not realized. The heart also has neural networks, and thus the brain and the heart balance. We call heart coherence. Does an amazing job at processing life as an open-hearted individual. It is the center for which subconscious is accessed. So book an appointment and see for yourself if you got any doubts. What can it mean to the careers we know and recognize? This form of science has been used likely without you realizing it in chiropractors' fields for decades. In fact, in 1998, it is estimated that over 43% of the field of chiropractors were utilizing applied kinesiology or muscle testing. Allergists have used this form of therapy. Mental health providers are beginning to, especially those that have been in the massive success in the use of EMDR. So what else? What other fields? Life coaches. They can learn this method, and they're learning it very quickly because it can help people through their mental blocks with a lot of rapidity. Dietitians, physical trainers, they can dial in programs with laser focus. Leaders who engage with kinesiology in their fields are going to be world class with this gift very rapidly. So here's some of the healers. The therapy is energy therapy, and it's come into our time. Our youth already use and are sensitive to subtle energy. You think about it. Terms like empath and vibes, for example, these are ever increasing, being used in a part of our it's a part of our culture. The emotional work needed to balance the intense study of the mental work of psychology is needed so much in a major way right now. Many of the best energy therapists and healers are ready to assist you now. So I'm serious. Get back in touch with whoever you know that's in energy therapy work and try for yourself a rapid way to get through trauma. With that, may you have a beautiful and blessed day.